Well, good morning and welcome to American Outdoors. It's about 7 a.m. The sun came up and then it got really overcast. This episode is about the bad boy Maverick zero-turn commercial mower. And I got the battery off the charger this morning, pulled it out here. We're going to cut some grass for the first time. This is a 2022 model, and so I'm going to be giving you some feedback on it. But it's 2024. And you may have been doing online searches for the 2024 bad boy models. Well, this is still relevant, I think, for a lot of you. And why? Well, a lot of videos online are people that have bought these brand new, brought them home, cut 2 or 3 times, and then they'll post their feedback online. I purposely have withheld doing that, and it's been 2 years. This will actually be our third year, third mowing season. And I did that because, well, I'm here in Tennessee and I cut about up to 10 acres. Some of it's really steep, rocky, a lot of debris, some of it's in timber, so we've got sticks, pine cones, whatever. You can't pick it all up. And I've kind of put it through the paces. I think I've been pretty hard on it. We've got about 80 hours on it. So first part of this video, I'm just going to kind of go through this so you understand what kind of machine I've got, and then I'm going to discuss features, and we'll get to the positives, the negatives, and just give you a general opinion about these bad boy zero-turn mowers. Let's get into it. Well, of course, as soon as I shut off the camera last time, the rain started. So we had to pull the players off the field, tarp everything, and well, here we are. So I'm just gonna shoot off the cuff here. This has independent front suspension. These tires, I think they're called no flats. I just checked the air before I pulled them out of the barn, and no, they didn't have any air in them, and they look just like they look right now. So yeah, I guess they really truly are no flats. The suspension in the front has certain points which you can service, you can grease. They've got Zerks on them. Now I've got the 54-inch deck. This comes, you have the option of a 48, a 54, or a 60. I could have gone with a 60. I certainly have the property to use a 60, but I also have a lot of trees, orchards, gardens, areas around the house that a 54 just helps get around a little bit better into the nooks. And I'm not in a hurry when I mow, so that really doesn't matter. I also got the optional metal cover, the metal plate, and then you've got the arm here that locks so that you don't have to drill a hole in your flap and bungee cord it to the side of your mower when you're really trying to throw some grass out. You're in an open field or you're somewhere where you're not going to put somebody's eye out. So these have the Reaper tires, which I like them. You know, they're really good at gripping when you're on deep slopes, and it really helps a lot. The access panel up here just opens up just like that. No butterfly nuts, no bolts, nothing that you have to really have a tool in which to access the deck so that you can clean it after you're done mowing, changing belts, greasing things. This also has the optional easy ride comfort suspension seat, something like that. You can adjust this knob right here to coordinate with your level of comfort or fat or whatever. And then of course it also retracts, slides front and back, depending on how tall you are. These arms are also adjustable right here. You can see there is the adjusting retainers right here. So whether you're 6'5" or 5'2", you know, it'll work for you. Fuel tank on this, I believe, is 6.5 gallons. They may have upgraded that and gone to a bigger tank in the newer models. I'm not sure. This has been plenty enough for me. I've had everything from Hustlers, Skags, Ferris, X-Marks, John Deere's, Kubotas, just about everything commercial and non-commercial. This has been about the best as far as fuel for the amount of mowing that I do. You know, this also has the armrests. It's got the foldable ROPS, so you can drop this down if you don't want to use it. It's a really intuitive panel right here. Now the LED, you can see I've got 79 hours on this, on the readout. When it's running, it will show your RPMs. When it's shut off, it shows the hours on the unit. And then, of course, your deck engagement, your throttle, and then your height for your mowing, which goes anywhere from 4.5 inches down to 1.5 inches. And then there's storage compartments on both sides for your phone, your cigarettes, your beer, whatever you've got. This deck is 7-gauge steel, and this unit weighs, this one weighs a little bit over 1,000 pounds, so it's not light. That heavy deck, over time, if you've got a thin deck, it will show the beatings that it gets from debris and banging around curbs, tree stumps, trunks, and things like that. I think the top speed on this is 9 miles an hour. Now I've got the Kawasaki. This is an FS 730V. So it's a 726cc, and I think that is 24 horsepower. If you've got the Kohler 747, I think that's about 25 horsepower. Oh, and going back to these decks, I wanted to bring this up. I'm not going to be able to show you. But Bad Boy uses their own proprietary blades. So if you own one of these, you look in your owner's manual, there should be a part number where you can order these. The hydros on the back, I believe, are 3200s. And let's see, going up here, all you got to do to access, for example, your battery, just pull on this rod right here. You look under here, you can see the battery, relays, fuse box, fuses, battery, everything is really easy to get through. This machine, to me, was designed by somebody that actually cuts grass. This is a working man's lawnmower. This also has a hitch on the back. This is a factory hitch. So, I mean, if you've got to haul a trailer, you know, a small trailer, a leaf blower. I've hauled a large chipper with this, a wood splitter. I'm happy with this Kawasaki motor. This 726 has had plenty of power. It does not bog down when I'm in thick, wet grass. Powers through stuff, and I don't even run it at full idle. And if I need to, the power's there. This bad boy's been in the barn for 5 months. All I've done today, after I put the battery back in from charging it, put some fresh fuel in the tank, I drove it up here. So it's been sitting about 5 hours. So are there some things that I'm not happy about or issues I've had? Well, I'll tell you. Early on, about 20 hours in, through the deck belt, twice actually. And it wasn't the problem or an issue with the mower itself. I got some vines hung up back here, cutting through some heavy brush, and I simply stopped in the middle of all this when the belt went off, got it back on, and it came off again maybe 20 minutes later. If I'd have saw all that and cleaned it up, I wouldn't have had that problem. Didn't break the belt, but it did throw the belt. There was a kind of a drone behind my left ear. So back here you'll see the muffler right here, and it exits out over here. That extension is not factory. You can see in here it used to quit right there, and it was reverberating off the inside of this piece of plate steel, and it was just coming up behind me, and it was just kind of annoying. So what I did was I just took some galvanized metal, cut an angle right here, and ran an extension out here, and that helped quite a bit. I mentioned before, these no flat front tires, you can't tell when they don't have any air in them. They still stay up. The Reapers, however, I've had 2 flats. Each one of them has slow leak, but I've had a couple flats. Also, that's not the fault of the tractor. I don't know if I ran over something or what the deal is. The fuel gauge quit working. Probably about 40 hours worth of time on the mower, and it started working intermittently. Now it doesn't work at all. I think online, I don't remember the cost, less than $50. So I'm gonna have to replace that. You saw how it started? That's with the old spark plug in it. I haven't even changed the oil yet. This pedal assist for the deck, it takes some effort. Now you can minimize that by adjusting your seat a little bit depending on how tall you are, so you're not having to stretch your leg out before you make contact with the pedal. And they offer an electrical, I think it's an electrical motor option, so that you can control the deck height with just a button back here on the control panel. I did not get that option, so I just use that. So that's more preference, I guess. I'm not really faulting it so much, just letting folks know. One point about these Reaper tires, they do have an aggressive tread, and that helps me because I'm on slopes and steep grades a lot of time. However, they can do damage to your topsoil or your grass. That can be one of the drawbacks of owning a 0 turn. So this Maverick is strong, it's been reliable for me, starts easy, has plenty of power, and it's got a heck of a deck on it. 2-year warranty, but the best thing of all, for me personally, it's made right here in the United States of America in Arkansas. I haven't had to use parts, didn't have to use a warranty, but it's good to know that we still have something like this that's made in USA. So I hope this was helpful. If you have questions or comments or complaints or suggestions, leave them in the comments below, like and subscribe. Otherwise, thank you for watching here at American Outdoors. Stay tuned, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.